Hi, I'm Steve Adubato. This is an on-location edition of One-on-One. We're at the home of Angelica Berrie. This is our Making a Difference edition of One-on-One. We've been here before to do this.
Do several interviews.
Yeah, at your home. We're actually going to interview two other winners of the Russ Berrie Awards for Making a Difference, which is being held on May 2nd, 2013 at Ramapo College. It's the 17th year we've been doing this, Angelica.
I can't believe it, Steve. It seems like only yesterday, and I think that when you think about the network of winners, we started out investing in individuals, thinking that this award would recognize one person and that person hopefully would shine in their community and create a culture shift there. But what's happened is 17 years, we're beginning to see people collaborate, and we realized we're investing in a network. Imagine the potential of the positive investment. So many people doing so many things in circles and touching each other's lives. And I think that that magnified response is really the investment in a network that I believe has become the ultimate value of these awards.
Angelica, let's put things in perspective. By the way, you're going to see our website, or the website throughout this program. Go online to nominate someone, an unsung hero. Let's, by the way, put that into context, Angelica. An unsung hero. When Russ, your late husband, said, and you said, an unsung hero, what do we mean by that? And what do we mean by that?
People who have been under the radar, people who do things without any thought of recognition or reward. And there's so many, but we don't think about looking for them. And to this day, what's difficult, the most difficult thing about this award is finding them, because they're not out looking to be recognized. And so who finds them for us a lot? Not just the media, not just church groups, not just firemen and policemen who find occasions to see people like this, but it's really the heroes themselves who have been nominated before. Think of others and find others whom they realize fit this criteria. And I think that that's really the difference now, is we're finding people who've been nominated by the people who've won.
You know, every year when we do this, I'm always struck by some of the comments you make and at the awards. And you've been moved very often by that. And you know who these people are. And last year's winner, Blanca Molina, really struck me in 2012. What strikes you about her? What strikes you about some of the winners that causes you to be moved so much on an emotional level? You've seen so many winners over the years.
You know, you never think, what is it that impels somebody to be altruistic, to be totally selfless? And when you think about the fellow from Perth Amboy, for instance, who reached out to hold someone who was trying to commit suicide and had to hold on to that person with all their strength. And it also brings into perspective their own personal stories. He was trying to rescue this person. At the same time, he was thinking about his own life and saying, if I let go, if I can save this person, I can do something else with my life. And I think that there's that moment of heroic effort that really changes the person who's doing something good, but it also changes the recipient who receives that gift.
You know, we have two of our winners. After this interview, we're going to be interviewing them. And it's interesting. They're going to be talking about the impact that it's had on them and their organizations. But what have you seen? What do you see when you see someone winning? Because a lot of times, let's go through the prizes. There's a $50,000 prize. Go through it.
$35,000 and a $10,000, and then there's prizes for the finalists. But what I think is most important, you and I see that, it's the transformation. It's the transformation not just of the individual who says, oh my God, I didn't realize that I have this kind of value, not just in their volunteer effort, but in their value to transform others. I think that this is always what we look for as a foundation. We say, where is that transformative gift? Where is it going to be transforming to the community especially? And when we see these individuals and how they do things one-on-one, one person, one life at a time, and yet when they look back at their work and they look at the award, they realize that there's some way to maximize this gift and to be able to expand it. And that consciousness alone, I think, helps them to be able to look at their work in a larger context.
Let's talk about collaborations, because we talked about collaborations before. A lot of times the winners, okay, they get selected, and they don't know exactly who's going to win. But then when they win, they see these other people who are all at Ramapo. And by the way, I want to remind people it's on May 2nd, 2013. This is the 17th time we've done it. If you go on the website, you'll see some of the past winners and who they are and the difference that they're making. But the collaboration, sometimes, how is it that they get together and say, I'm doing this with my nonprofit and you're doing that, and how can we help more people? Is that part of the plan?
It was never part of the plan. We didn't realize that what we were investing in, like I said, was a network. And so you start by making this kind of an investment, but when the way the ripple effect works has been that it's just serendipitous. They happen to be in the same place. They hear about people doing something related, let's say in the food growing business or in the food growing nonprofits who are doing one thing here and being able to impact something there that have the same concentric circle. And so the ability to be able to find partners, to be able to say, let's try and do something together is always there just by the fact that they're near each other and they happen to know about each other that they didn't know about before.
Angelica, in the time we have left, let's go back. When did Russ come to you and say, Angelica, we need to do this. We need to recognize these people. When and why?
He'd been thinking about it for 20 years. I mean, his thought was always that there were people who make a difference one life at a time. And when he first brought it up, we thought he was a little crazy. We said, why are you going to do this? I mean, one-on-one, I mean, it's not like the MacArthur Prize where you pick one person, you know? So after a lot of arguing and talking about it, he finally said, let's do it. And we were surprised by the results. We are always moved, as you see, every year. Right. And the fact that you see how people can have such goodness and such positive energy. And I think that that's really what we are investing in. We're creating the sort of role models for a community that could look at it as a sense of shared values, and creating a community of meaning is really what a lot of our investments are about.
But it's really, how hard is it for the foundation? By the way, for folks who do not know the Berrie Foundation, describe what it is and how hard is this to pick from among these extraordinary heroes?
Well, the Berrie Foundation makes transformational gifts, and though people think of us as giving the $25 million, $10 million, $1 million gifts, transformational gifts are really the gifts that have deeper value, that aren't based on the price. You can make a gift to someone with $1,000, you can change something. And you can see that from the people who create nonprofits that are so significant in other people's lives.
Today in your home, you taped, we're calling it a public service announcement, but let's be candid about what it is. It's a call for nominations. Angelica wanted to let folks know exactly what the awards for making a difference are, what the criteria is, and frankly, asking people to nominate other people. Why did we do that? Why are you doing that?
Because it's so hard to find people who don't want to be found, who don't need to be found, and who
they're not saying, "Hey, look at me."
Yes, there's absolutely no ego involved in the work that they do, whether they create something that's instinctively an act of heroism to rescue somebody who's in a burning truck or something like that. They really don't think about recognition. And I think that one of our biggest challenges is being able to say, there's so many around you. Look and find these people, because recognition changes the community.
And they can do it online.
And they can do it online.
Year-round.
Year-round. So please look out there, look for your neighbors, and look at all these people who are doing wonderful things.
17th year, May 2nd, 2013, at Ramapo College in New Jersey, our longtime partner.
Yes, Ramapo College has been doing this for 17 years. Angelica,
I want to thank you for inviting us into your home for this one-on-one Making a Difference special. It's going to be a great event, the 17th annual Making a Difference Awards at Ramapo College, and it's going to be great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by Johnson & Johnson, Health First New Jersey, TD Bank, the Russell Berrie Foundation, and by Community Education Centers. Promotional support provided by The Record, North Jersey's trusted source, and northjersey.com. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area. One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been produced in partnership with St. Joseph's Healthcare System.